With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 350 plus undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies the same item. Current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at lowes.com/lowest price guarantee.
I'm building me a home. 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 This earthly heart is so soon decay, and the soul's gotta have, oh Lord, somewhere to stay. Yeah.
Oh ha, oh ha. 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 Oh ha, oh ha, oh ha. Oh ha, oh ha, oh ha, oh ha.
Hey.
This bonus episode is brought to you by Target, Black Beyond Measure, and Illuminating Intersectionality 2.
Period.
Pooh!
Everybody, welcome back to the Blackish Show About Nothing, sponsored by Target and Black Beyond Measure. It's Jaden XD.
Oh, so yeah. What's your AKA based off of this very special episode sponsored by Target, but brought to you by Illuminating Intersectionality Season 2, focusing on HBCUs?
Yes. My name is XD, AKA Black AF.
Is that on your jacket?
No, but it's on my a good day for a good day shirt from Target, by the way. So it's
you
always
do have
a good
that
day.
on. You may see that where? On YouTube. All right. Well, I'm Jade, aka Sister Sledge. That's my line name today. Throwing the hammer left and right. Yeah. Sister Sledge.
So we're coming to you celebrating HBCUs and homecoming because it is a special time for us in the know. If you know, you know. And we want to highlight some of the great things that HBCUs have done and are continuously doing in the best Jaden XD fashion.
Yes. If I may, again, this is brought to you by Target, Black Beyond Measure, and Illuminating Intersectionality. So make sure you take a moment to pause from this foolishness and go listen to all 3 episodes on October 16th, where we cover a number of topics surrounding HBCUs that expand outside of just the homecoming space. Kia talks to you all about unsung women in the HBCU space, as well as structures and policies that could improve, not from a critical standpoint, but from a standpoint of wanting us to be the best that we can be and have the best that we can have, and things that we can do. We got to hold each other accountable. Fran talks about the foreign-born experience because it's important to understand that once you have us in a space, we are not a monolith. We expand out into so many different cultures and upbringings. And so you want to bring those conversations into play because as the diaspora, we deserve to know and accept and be in community with one another. And then lastly, I come through with food and culture and history. I talk about the food history of HBCUs, how that has contributed to the landscape of HBCUs today. I speak with a current North Carolina A&T student who is in an actual agricultural major, and so awesome. So we have some great conversations, and make sure you all take a moment to check that out. But while you're here, you're gonna have a good time in a different way.
Yes. I'm super excited to listen to the second season. The first season was amazing. If you have not watched it, please go do so. It's great. Learn a little something today. Okay. That's what's wrong with the world. We need to learn a little something new every day. And you can start today by pausing this and going to listen to Intersectionality.
Illuminating intersectionality.
That's what it's called. Illuminating intersectionality. See, again, I need to go tune in to learn myself something because damn. Anyway, how was your week, Jade About Jade?
My week was good. You guys also have a good main episode from Jade and XD, so check that out, which is fantastic this week, if I must say myself, So no, I've had a good week. It's been a hella busy week getting things together for Illuminating Intersectionality release and making sure that we give you all the best content we can give you, baby. How's your week been?
Oh, it was good. If you have not noticed on the interwebs on social medias, I have been doing my research on vacuum cleaners. And and I know this is a sponsored episode or whatever, but it just kind of falls into play of how it all worked out. Let me tell you, MF, something. I was ill prepared of how much vacuum cleaners cost.
What were you thinking? Like a $39.99 situation, or?
Well, it's been a while since I've had carpet in my. Actually, I can't even think. Like I've had to purchase a carpet to vacuum, but I haven't had a carpeted home since I lived at home. So we had a little mini one that we got 3 years ago when we moved to LA. But now that I have half hardwood, half carpet, I'm like, ooh, what do I do? So I asked the internet and I was like, okay, so give me a rec on, vacuum cleaners. Dr. Kia told me one and I was like, okay, this is cool. And then other people told me other. Then I decided to go research and look at them prices. A decent one starts like bare minimum at $200.
I'm trying to think.
Unless you go on sale.
Yeah, maybe but not even though, because I didn't pay $200 for my vacuum cleaner. And I swear to y'all, this is not even because this is a sponsored episode. I bought my last two targets. I bought my last two vacuums from Target. The first one was a Dirt Devil, and that was fine. Did what it needed to do. Mind you, I don't ever have carpet, but I still like to have vacuums for wood floors because I'm like sweeping just doesn't before I mop, I need something I need an in between. So so vacuum cleaners are the purgatory I like. And so I bought my Dirt Devil, and then when we moved, obviously, can't take that into the new space. Donated it and bought my Shark. Is that what I tell you I had? Bissell.
Yes.
Shark.
No, you had the Shark.
Shark.
Because that's what I got from Target earlier.
Got the Shark.
Yeah.
It wasn't $200 when I bought it. But I bought yeah. And then when Antoinette moved into her apartment and, we were over there helping her get things together, what did I do? I got on my Target app because your girl pays $99 a year to get unlimited delivery over $35. And we all know we go in there spending way more than $35. So got on the app, ordered her a vacuum cleaner, got her a Shark as well, got me a Shark, and mama swivels and detaches, and I clean my vacuum, my couch and underneath and all behind things and get all the dust from where it needs to be. And then I just take the little filter off, clean it out. It's so easy.
Yeah, I got mine from Target. And the reason why, because I had them little circle rewards joints. Because I go to Target every day. Again, I was sponsored. I just literally go to Target every day because it's near me. Closer than most. So I use my little circle rewards joints, and I got it for under $200 because I was like, oh, the doll. Like I would just have a dirty ass house all the fucking time. Thank God for circle rewards because woo.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you what else you need to go get. Some Swiffer dusters.
I have those.
Yeah.
I have those for my blinds.
For the blinds, for your ceiling fans, for the top rods of your curtains or whatever you like. Dust your door jambs. Y'all, dust your door jambs.
They're good for the baseboards too, because if you're not trying to bend all the way, just for a little zhuzh, because you do have to, put some elbow grease, but just in between.
Some soap and water, some solution and water.
Yeah, but then the in between times, the little Swiffer dust joint is fab. But anywho, yes, my vacuum cleaner is downstairs. I'm ready to go ham and have a wang dang doodle.
I'm excited for you. You about to be in that bitch like Mikey Poppins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Mikhail Poppins.
Mikhail Poppins. Mikhail. I'm Mikhail Poppins. I'm here. A spoonful of... Oh, no, I can't. This is sponsored. I can't say that.
Yeah.
Y'all know what you're sponsored. Y'all know what you're sponsored.
Exactly. So let's, for all intents and purposes, make sure you tell a friend and tell a friend, tell a friend where we are and where we be. Again, this special bonus episode is sponsored by Target and Black Beyond Measure. Go shop them. Great, amazing Black products that are showcased, and also go listen to season 2 of Jade, Dr. Kia, and Fran's podcast.
Yeah. You can also check this episode out for free on video on YouTube.
Yeah, or on our Patreon for free.
Yeah.
So let's take a break, and we'll be back with more Jade and XD. Hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Hi, this segment is brought to you by Target and Black Beyond Measure. It's that time of year again to bring the HBCU energy. Target has you covered from a range of Black-owned or founded products alongside impactful opportunities to support and invest in the next generation of HBCU excellence. Lock in with Target this homecoming season and beyond at target.com/blackbeyondmeasure. And of course, Target is also sponsoring the new season of Illuminating Intersectionality featuring Jay, Takia, and Fran.
There's an unspoken pride at HBCUs that's rooted in not only culture, but legacy and strength. In 1837, Cheyney University of Pennsylvania became the first HBCU founded and is still in operation today. Back then, and for many years after that, that was the only way the enslaved...
And we're back.
Hey.
So we are doing alternative HBCU history facts. Soup's excited.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're bringing a bike for you all. Remember, alternative Black history facts is how Black alternative history facts is how we started bringing you all the unsung stories of those that you will never, ever, ever in life hear about in your history books.
And it's a shame, too.
It's a shame. You'll never see a docuseries. You'll never see a documentary. You'll never, JDNXD does like the digging into the depths of our imaginations to bring you this.
Let's say Tubi could never.
Tubi could never. Chris Stokes, please. So we're here to bring you all some more alternative Black history facts, but HBCU. I have researched one long story. XD has researched 2 shorts, and then we got something special for you all after that. So, would you like to start us off?
I would, actually.
I'm excited to hear what you found.
Yeah. So I know that Greek life is a big, big part of HBCUs and culture, but I wanted to talk about the first Black organization at HBCU's campus and the traditions that live out today. Because it's defunct now and they call it other things, but when we get into the story of what I've researched, you'll understand its impact. So I'd like to tell you the story of Hattie Dunbar and Cornelius Freeman and their journey in developing the first collegiate Black organization. And it's an unknown story, but a major one. And we see Hattie and Cornelius's impact today. In the early aughts of the 20th century, Hattie Dunbar, Black, stepped onto Jackson State's campus.
This is not Reddit. Black, mid-40s. Okay, keep going.
No.
Sorry.
I should have wrote it like that. Hattie Dunbar stepped onto Jackson State's campus with hope in her heart, a suitcase full of dreams, and a lunch of salmon croquettes her mother made her. Hattie wanted to attend Jackson State to become the educator that her mother always dreamed of becoming herself, but it was not her true passion. At the same time, Cornelius Freeman showed up to campus as well. He was always dressed dapper and smelled of the finest cologne he made from vodka and magnolia flowers. He looked around and noticed that everyone on campus that walked around him were drab and boring looking. He did notice the young woman with the beautiful complexion and teeth alabaster as the building she was standing next to. Hattie noticed Cornelius too. His pleated pants, his hair, which was interesting because it was cut low, but it had a curl to it. She was attracted to him, but more so amused by him than anything else. Cornelius and Hattie hit it off. Hattie and Cornelius became inseparable. No, they don't date, but they are so connected in a way neither of them had ever been connected to anyone before. They open up to one another, and Cornelius has dreams of being an amazing artelier, and Hattie doesn't want to be a teacher at all. She wanted to be one of the pretty girls they show on the pinups or in the talkies.
Oh.
They both looked at each other, and light bulbs went off in their heads. Or incandescent lamps. It was the 20s. They both thought they could create their own fantasies in their backyard, so to speak. Cornelius began to make dresses and pants out of the fabric he would take from other students' old, tattered, and worn clothing. Hattie began to gather some of the women from her classes to come and try on the clothes, but they had an even larger idea. Cornelius talks to Hattie one night over the sewing machine. Hattie Mae, what if we had a... Hattie interrupted. A showcase like they do in Gay Paris? Yes! Hattie enlisted all of the ladies and a couple of the men folk to model these clothes Cornelius was making in his dorm room. They had their first showcase out on the yard. This inspired many others to create their own legacies in fashion at the universities. And that, my friends, is how the modeling troupe was born.
Wow.
Because kayfabe aside, niggas love a modeling troupe at school. I was a part of one. Niggas love to model.
Did you say this was the first power couple?
No.
Oh, you didn't. Okay.
It was modeling troupe organization. Because if it was the first power couple, it would have went a little different, slightly different direction.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Because Hattie would have been named Daryl. But
that's where I thought this was going.
No.
First beard. So, all right. Well, thank you for sharing that. That is a piece of information we didn't even know we needed, but now we have it.
Because I'm gonna be honest. So, like, I didn't go to a HBCU, but of course, the schools that I went to had a sect of Black people that were VV Black.
Yes, of course.
And for whatever reason, they just automatically gravitated to, like, we got to get a modeling troupe going. We got to have a fashion show. We got to showcase our fashion.
That's not so much it. So I did attend an HBCU initially, and then attended a PWI afterwards. And so, the fashions were fashioning at Texas Southern University.
I could imagine.
Yeah.
A lot of spritz. A lot of, like, I'd imagine
a lot of
what,
pro
like,
style.
Yeah. Like, imagine, like, the cleanup crew, like, how many jars they had to, like, go through at the end of, like, homecoming weekend.
Yeah, they
like, you know what I mean?
make brand new amber bottles for for your room sprays later on, based off of all of the pro style, things we were able to recycle. Honestly,
fuck microplastics. I look good.
All look good. Well, I have a story for you.
Okay.
This took quite a bit of research. Actually, I had to, dig into articles and that don't exist, and I had to, get into the encyclopedia and literature and things, but I'm pretty proud of what I was able to piece together from my findings deep in my imagination. So I'm going to tell you the story of Annie Belinda Boudreaux. Okay. You all ready?
Yeah.
Take your places.
Let me get my coffee.
Yeah. Annie Belinda Boudreaux was a resilient woman. Having been separated from her family at the tender age of 12 and sold to an evil demonic white man who liked to be called Pop out of Mississippi, she knew she had to make a drastic change. Well, it wasn't going to be easy because she was in charge of the kitchen and lived in the big house. There was another problem. Every day at 3 a.m., that demonic white man would wake up and demand Annie make him a pre-breakfast of fried chicken skins fresh out the grease, hoe cakes, and sarsaparilla tea. Annie knew she had to plan this out. You see, Pop recently fell victim to an eye infection, and the traveling doctor gave him a concoction to drop in his eye 3 times a day. He eventually went blind, and that concoction became a well-known eye drop brand that assists with itching, but does not heal trachoma. Anyway, before supper...
Because in my head, I was like, that sounds like a particular brand.
Yeah.
But
didn't know can also give you the runs. So
yeah.
Didn't heal his eye disease, though, tell you that.
No.
Anyway, before supper, Annie slipped some of that concoction in Pop's whiskey and sent him to the latrine for the next 24 hours.
Oh, no.
He was too sick for his 3 a.m. pre-breakfast, and Annie was able to slip away with the next group of Negroes running to Philadelphia. To freedom! Fast forward through several seasons of Underground, and she made it. I skipped all that because that's not why I'm telling this story. Stay with me. So at the tender age of 15, Annie was officially a free young woman, but she was alone in the big city with no family. Remember, she was sold from her family at 12. She got some help from the United Church of Negro Latter-day Saints and Aints and worked at a factory milling flour, but it was just enough to keep a coat on her back in the winter, some oil for her heat lamp, and ingredients to make 1 pot of soup and 1 pot of oatmeal for the week. One day, as she was standing online at the market purchasing her groceries to make soup and oatmeal, she overheard a young man say when he arrived from the war, a school for Negroes helped him and the other soldiers, but was in dire need of a cook, a black cook. All the food was being provided by the Quakers, and he couldn't take another piece of boiled chicken. Excuse me, what's the name of that school? Annie said to the young man. It's the African Institute. Do you happen to know how I could get there? Annie asked. I'm actually headed there now. You're welcome to get on the Negro caravan for a ride. Annie had a plan. She accepted the young Negro soldier's offer. On the caravan, she found out his name was Sam. And he recently found his parents and his sister Addie, and they were still waiting to find their baby sister, and before she knew it, she knew his whole history, and they had arrived at the African Institute. Annie thanked the young man Sam and headed to the kitchen. There was a tall woman who towered over everyone else, dressed in a black dress, white apron, and a white scarf on her head. She spoke with a heavy Dutch accent. Yes, she was black, though. How can I help you? Hi, my name is Annie Belinda Boudreau, and I recently arrived in Philadelphia and got a job at a mill, but I really want to cook and learn to read. And I heard y'all need some help because all you make is boiled chicken, and Annie realized she was rambling and the giant black woman with the strange accent was staring at her. I'm sorry, what's your name? Annie asked the lady. Isabella, but you can call me Sojourner. I don't know who complained about my boiled chicken, but it's fine. I am no cook. I am an activist. I'm about to blow this joint and fight for black women's rights anyway. The job is yours. That's my Dutch accent. Annie got to work. She sourced all the local farmers and put her plan into action. The following week, there was a smell that permeated in the breeze. All 40 of the students and all 4 faculty members lined up for the first ever Fried Chicken Wednesday. Annie had plates of fried chicken, candied yams, turnip greens, and biscuits, but nobody really ate the biscuits. They were a bit of a miss. But they never had flavor like this before. This chicken! Annie inspired HBCUs across the land as they popped up. She traveled, helping set up the cafeterias, ensuring all the good black students were eating well and balanced. Annie never gave that chicken recipe to anyone, though. Not her students, staff, nobody. Instead, she moved back to her beloved Louisiana, where she was sold from at the tender age of 12, and opened a fried chicken restaurant called Pop's Eye that paid homage to her taking her own freedom. Annie has since inspired Fried Chicken Wednesdays at HBCUs across the land, and we continue to speak her name.
So yes, Annie, that was funny.
Thank you.
That was funny.
Thank you.
Funny.
She's the first HBCU official lunch lady who helped to frame all of the food programs, cafeterias, things like that, to keep the students fed that we know of today.
Appreciate it.
No problem.
Let's take a break and we'll be back with more Jada XD and alternative HBCU facts brought to you by Target and Black Beyond Measure. Hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Once again, this segment was brought to you by Target and Black Beyond Measure. Target has you covered from a range of Black-owned or founded products alongside impactful opportunities to support and invest in the next generation of HBCU excellence. Lock in with Target this homecoming season and beyond at target.com/blackbeyondmeasure.
They are institutions rich in history and culture in America, historically Black colleges and universities. And while we've reported right here on the drop in college admissions at so many schools, at HBCUs, enrollment applications are up, way up. What's fueling the surge? We take a look and introduce you to an incredible young man.
And we're Black. We are Black, talking about alternative Black history facts via HBCUs through Target and Black Beyond Measure. Again, please go listen to Illuminating Intersectionality Season 2, wherever you get your podcast, featuring Jade, Fran, and Dr. Kia.
That's right.
This is a great, great, great opportunity for you to learn some things about the culture in which we live in and some HBCU stuff too, both on the micro level and on the macro level. So tune in. But until then, let's keep the ball rolling with more stories.
Yes, I'm excited.
So I have another one, some more research that I did.
Okay.
This was a interesting story because I discovered that this person I may be related to.
Oh.
Through Ancestry.com.
Wow.
Not Ancestry.com, but Ancestry.com.
Ancestry. R-E-H.
So I like to tell you and share with you all the legend of Jimmy Boggs. So Jimmy wasn't a talkative person. He tended to stay to himself and only spoke a few words, and he kept his head in his books. He knew that education was the pathway to freedom, like his idol W.E.B. Du Bois thought. So he kept his way out of trouble on Morehouse's campus. One night, the fellas were getting ready for the winter social. And that's where the men folk would dance and party with the women of Spelman across the way. And Jimmy's roommate, Harold, came in the room pissed. Jimmy, usually silent, was like, well, what's wrong, Harold? You cussing and spitting up a storm. Well, Harold started. Well, I went down to the shop to get me a haircut, and everyone in their goddamn state is in there. I'll never get a fresh cut in time, and Shirley will never give me the time of day again. We all know Shirley.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jimmy had a trick up his sleeve because he was tired of all that huffing and puffing in his dorm room. And because he was quiet, no one ever really knew his talents or what he was capable of. So Jimmy told him to sit on a chair in the middle of the room. Jimmy rushed and got out all his barber equipment he had hidden on the side of his bed. Wait. When did you learn and get all this? Harold asked. Jimmy said, do you want your shit cut or not? Jimmy then proceeded to provide Harold the freshest cut in the ACU.
Oh, scheiße.
And that's the story of Jimmy Boggs, the first nigga to cut hair in a dorm room. Because let me tell you something. Getting a fresh cut, first of all, across the board, when you go to a different school, it's an emergency situation.
It's literally like immediate. Like
right. Like when you go to away to college and you're not close to your barber or your beautician, it's real rough out there to get spruced up for the party.
It's true.
So, it just made sense to get your shit, a fresh lineup in your crib.
In the dorm room. And shout out to Jimmy, because he really set a precedent for all of the young black men that followed behind him.
Yeah. There's so many. There are people listening to this podcast who have had their hair cut by somebody in their dorm and paid only $5.
Absolutely. There is somebody listening to this podcast right now who's getting their hair cut in their dorm room, but is not paying $5 because inflation. They're paying $12. And that's all right.
Or they're paying dining dollars.
Yeah.
Because that's also a thing.
Yeah, commissary. Exactly.
Yeah. Bartering.
Well, we hope that you all were fed from these deep B-side stories you've never heard. And
Move over, Dr. Lewis Gates. We got this covered.
Hello.
Okay? Finding your roots.
Finding your roots on Ancestry.com. Brought to you by Jaden XD. Well, shall we take a quick break and come back with, we got a little, I believe there's a battle rap happening.
Yeah. Let's take a quick little breaky break and be back with more Jaden XD. Hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
It's that time of year again to bring the HBCU energy. Target has you covered from a range of Black-owned or founded products alongside impactful opportunities to support and invest in the next generation of HBCU excellence. Whether it's homecoming or brunch with the girls, add an exclamation point to the menu with Ghetto Gastro's waffle mix and syrup and Slutty Vegan's tasty dips. Even better, make it a party with fun games like Lyrically Correct and Culture Karaoke. Discover more ways to tap in with Black-owned or founded products for your next social gathering. And oh, by the way, did you know Target is bringing back the HBCU Design Challenge? A creative competition pairing HBCU students with Target mentors. Keep an eye out for Target Scholars as well, a scholastic program offering financial assistance and internship opportunities for HBCU students.
Hey, so I heard from a little birdie that Illuminating Intersectionality is coming back.
Oh, yes. It's me. So Illuminating Intersectionality Season 2 is coming back. We just got out the studio, actually. It is hosted by Franiqua of Hey Friend Hey in the Friend Zone podcast. It is hosted by Dr. Takia, who hosts Getting Grown alongside myself, Chef Jade. And we each essentially host an episode, and the foundation of this conversation is HBCUs. So we come through the lens of intersectionality, and we talk about, Kia talks about unsung women in the HBCU spaces. Fran talks about the foreign-born experience and how that ties into the HBCU experience because, you know, the diaspora. And then, you know, I came through with food and culture and got a lot of really good vantage points. So it drops homecoming week, and I'm very excited for you all to hear all 3 episodes. Everybody produced their own episode, wrote their own episode, did their own good research, and it's like really good information across the board.
Well, I can't wait to check it out. So make sure you all lock in with Target this homecoming season and beyond at target.com/blackbeyondmeasure.
19 years old. I'm going to the White House from South Carolina State University.
The president could have nominated literally anybody, but he nominated myself and Victoria, so I'm just grateful.
Meet SCSU juniors Victoria Jordan and Kennard Holmes, now White House HBCU scholars.
And we're back. Talking about HBCUs here on Jaden XD. Again, this episode is sponsored by Target and Black Beyond Measure. Please go listen to Illuminating Intersectionality.
What's your problem? Are you trying to sabotage our program?
Yes, I am. But no. Illuminating Intersectionality. Yes, go listen to season 2 right now with our friends Jade, Kia, and Fran.
All right. This next segment, so if you've done any real research about HBCUs, the history, the foundation of, you might have come across a couple of prominent figures in history by the names of W.E.B. Du Bois and Booker T. Washington. Now, the thing about some of our, esteemed historical figures, ancestors, whatever you want to call them, who have paved ways for us, didn't always mean that they got along during the times. We have classic examples of those who followed Malcolm X and those who followed Martin Luther King that had similar outlooks, but different ways of getting there. Same with Booker T. Washington and W.E.B. Du Bois. And
and Jay-Z and Nas.
Yeah, two prominent figures in history. Yeah. So XD and I thought it to ourselves, what would it look like if Booker T. Washington and W.E.B. Du Bois entered a battle rap? And so we're going to bring that to you all today. I present to you battle rap. Where is it they used to do the battle rap? Where is it they used to do the battle rap? Oh my gosh. Was it in the Village? I think it was in the Village.
Fat Black Cat or something?
No, that is not. That was the jazz club. Okay, well, we're going to...
Only time I've ever seen battle rap happen was at the Rucker. That one time I went, which I guess one day we should have
Okay, so you know what? W.E.B. Du Bois and Booker T. Washington at the Rucker. Let's go.
Okay. I also have something to share with you about Booker T, but let's go on. Who's dropping the first bar?
Booker T.
Okay, cool.
He was an intricate part in the foundation of HBCU, so,
If you want to lift yourself up, lift up someone else, because egotism is the anesthetic that dulls the pain. Anesthetic. Why can't?
Okay, what's going on? This is not.
So, when I wrote this, I was
on anesthetic
because I was like, first I have to pause. Okay, when I was researching this, there is a rap called "The Life of Booker T. Washington" Up from Slavery rap. And like it goes, his name is Booker T. This is how he came up from slavery. So sit back and listen to what we have to say. Booker T. Washington is coming your way.
That sounds plausible.
Yeah. And so I was trying to take quotes from his book, because his books are wild. Like, what the fuck? Like, just leave whites alone. But anywho, let me start over.
Okay.
If you want to lift yourself up, lift up someone else. Character, not circumstances, make the man.
Okay. W.E. Du Bois is coming through. Booker T. Dub, boot licking ass nigga, putting my finger on the literature trigger, telling our youth to go along to get along. I'm about to tell you how you got it fucked up and all wrong.
Associate yourself with people of good quality, for it is better to be alone than to be in bad company. You can't hold a man down without staying down with him. Nigga.
Tell the youth to go to school, and the white man will respect you. Respectability politics is what you subscribe to. Do good at school and make dollars, and they'll stop killing us. Tell them the truth. Them white folks don't give a fuck.
Well, the world cares very little what you or I know, but it does care a great deal about what you or I do. Of all forms of slavery, there is none that is so harmful and degrading as that form of slavery which tempts one human being to hate another by reason of his race or color.
They don't care how well you read. They don't care about what you know. Their main objective is to always keep us low.
I pity from the bottom of my heart any nation or body of people that is so unfortunate as to get entangled in the net of slavery. Period. Also, Booker T. Washington also went by Silk the Shocker.
And Talib T. Washington.
Booker Talib.
Booker Talib Washington Quali.
Because these quotes are so bad. And I'm like, each quote I keep going down, I'm like, damn, nigga, like, see, this is what I was saying. People get shit wrong about Uncle Tom. It was really Booker T, though.
Now, hold on, because I'm about to use one of your own quotes. What's that one thing I always hear you say? Excellence is to do a common thing in an uncommon way. Isn't that how blacks got to this land in the first place? Now explain that. What's the answer? Huh, Sway?
Cast down your bucket where you are.
Okay, I win this. This is done. This nigga came to the battle rap with his book. And the winner is W.E.B. Du Bois. Oh!
Duh.
We are literally the most unserious people on an RSS feed.
Cast down your bucket where you are.
The most unserious people on an RSS feed. Whoa.
That was funny.
We hope you all enjoyed this bonus episode brought to you by Target, Black Beyond Measure, and Illuminating Intersectionality 2. I will not say who's hosting it again because you heard it 8 times in the last 30 minutes. But we appreciate you all listening. Make sure you go check out all 3 episodes, and we'll see you on the main stage.
Peace it.
Yes, we're moving on.